Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is the ShallowCross Sports Network with a show. We're going to touch on a couple of things going on with the Tennessee Vols. They picked up a couple of new commits in the portal, and not in the portal, actually high school commits. I think one of the kids is a 2027 pickup, and I think the other one is a 2026 pickup. I may be wrong on that, but those kids were Ethan Wolf, and not Ethan Wolf, Luca Wolf, who's from the NFL London Academy, as well as the Princeton Waffler from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He's from Siegel High School. And so they picked him up. I think Luca Wolf is a tight end who was originally committed to Cal, and he's 6'5", 250 pounds, and of course Wolfler Princeton is 6'6", 300 pounds, and these guys, well, of course, Wolfler, he is a 2027 commit, and I believe Luca is a 2026 commit. So he'll be able to show up here right away. The other thing too is I mentioned in an early show about Legend Bay going to Ohio State. Tennessee's going to have to do their due diligence to keep him. From what I understand from listening to Boogie Bentley on Talking Balls this morning, and also listening to Ballquist folks, Tennessee has dispatched some coaches down there to Texas, where he's from, to talk to him and see what they can do to keep him, because we've lost a lot of guys over the years, especially receivers, to Ohio State that we recruited. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tennessee recruited Smith, who plays for Ohio State now, and they also recruited Cornell Tate, who's two of the top receivers for Ohio State right now. But I have a new top 10 I'm gonna bring out here too, since they came out with the playoff settings. But anyway, Tennessee has dropped all the way down to 25 in the playoff rankings, and that was cruel. That was crushing. But like I said, they can still play for it. They can beat Florida. They can beat Vanderbilt at the end, and then New Mexico State. They can beat them also. That'll give us a 9-3 season, and we could be 10-3 at the end if we get a good bowl game. But let's see here. I'm looking at Vols Wire here, and I think this is Vols Wire here, and I had to go and see what they have going on. Go back. But anyway, that's one of the big things going on with Tennessee right now. Let's see what on three is saying. So let's look at recruiting real quick for Tennessee, and they really recruiting good. Still a lot of players out there that they're trying to bring into the fold, and just looking at them here, just looking at the players Tennessee's already has committed, the highest rated player is Tristan Keys, and he's considered a Rivals elite player, and Tennessee has him committed, and then Faison Brandon's right behind him, number 10. So these are the number 9, actually the number 8 and the number 10 players in this whole class. And so So that's looking real good for Tennessee. And then the next player, highest rated player for Tennessee, according to Rivals and On Three, that Tennessee is signed. You have to go all the way down to, I think, you have to go all the way down to probably number 67, and that's Joel Watt. Joel Watt is the next highest rated player that Tennessee. No, take that back. Celessi Moore. Celessi Moore is number 52, and then Joel Watt is number 67. And this is just looking at the top 100 players. And then after those four guys, you have to go all the way down to 100 and Braden Rouse. Braden Rouse is a 100 ranked player, and he's a linebacker. So Tennessee did real well. As far as getting some big time blue chip players in, and of course after Braden Rouse, you look and see you got Jordan, you got Hezekiah Harris. He's the edge rusher out of Huntsville, Alabama, and so he's the 106 player. And then after that, Tyreek King from right there in Knoxville. He's the number 130 player. He's a wide receiver. So that's three top wide receivers in the country Tennessee's got coming in, and that's great. Just hopefully we don't lose anybody out of the receiver room for next year in the portal. So we'll see. And then after that, Tennessee doesn't pick up a player. Don't have another player in the top 200. I think the next player that comes up for Tennessee is number probably right as you get to the end of the top 300, I guess. And that's Damon. Let's see, who is it? Kamar Blair, offensive tackle. So he squeaks right into the top 300, I believe. Let me see. And of course, the Deron Albert, he's there also. He's 272. Zach Groves is 254. And Kamar Blair is 252. So that's like eight players at least in the top 300. Tennessee's got committed. So that's an excellent haul for Josh Heupel and his staff. But one of the big things is, big questions is if Joey Aguilar staying or is he leaving? Well, Joey Aguilar, in my opinion, he's done enough to get drafted into the NFL this year. I think he needs to test that because he's going to be 25. By the time the NFL draft rolls around, he'll be close to 25 years old. So he needs to go and get up out of there. If a team drafts him in April, he's going to be a well-seasoned rookie. And so he has a chance of making the team. He has a lot of skills. And so if I was him and his agent, I would be headed to the NFL. And then the other thing, too, is Brazel. Receiver Brazel, he has the skills for the NFL too, and he's a redshirt sophomore, I believe. I think he's a redshirt sophomore, and so I believe that he'll probably go on to the NFL. And then of course, Delance Hurd, the big tackle, left tackle, he's a junior. I think he's a redshirt junior. And I'm pretty sure if he gets a good grade, first or second round grade, I think he's going to head to the pros. And of course, McCoy, who hasn't played all year, he's going to the pros. And so Tennessee's going to lose several players. And I really do believe that Star Thomas has a chance too. He could possibly get picked in the draft. Just depends on how he does in the combine. And of course, Kisselman, he's a pretty good pass catcher, so he has a good chance also of getting picked into the draft. And we're just waiting to see the deal on that. Now, if some players are going to probably leave in the portal, from listening to Austin Price and Brent Hubbs and those guys, and this morning, there's some guys that's probably going to go in the portal. And I believe they're correct. I mean, it's going to be some guys going to go in the portal. I don't believe that the two quarterbacks that we have, Merkenberg and no, what's the kid, McIntyre. I don't believe both of them are going to stay around. And then I do believe that Tennessee is going to look for a veteran quarterback also, because like they were saying this morning when I listened to them, Josh Heupel had great success with bringing in veteran quarterbacks with training already. And just, you just look at the success of Aguilar as well as Hendon Hooker. Milton had some success too. Milton wasn't that bad. And look at him. He's in the pros. He may not be playing good in the pros, but he's in the pros. And then, of course that Hooker, he's in the pros also, but I think he just got cut from the Carolina Panthers practice squad. So he's going to try to see if he can find another team down the road. But just looking at, like I mentioned in another show, Aguilar's the number 2 passer in the country right now. And I don't think he'll get a lot of playing time in that New Mexico State game. But I think he'll be out by the first quarter or the first half. And so they need to get Meckenberger as well as McIntyre some playing time in that game. And that's only providing that we're winning, by a large margin. Because a lot of these teams, I just remember a couple of years ago back when San Diego State had those New Mexico State had those coaches that Vanderbilt has now, Jerry Kill and the I guess it was Jerry Kill. Anyway, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, and the guy that's advisor for Vanderbilt. I think they beat Auburn, and so I knew Auburn knew all about Diego Pavia from that game. And so he's been there at Vanderbilt for 2 years, and he's really turned Vanderbilt around. And then, of course, those coaches, the head coach and the offensive coordinator both came. One of the head coaches is an offensive advisor, and then the OC is the OC. OC New Mexico State is OC at Vanderbilt. So that's what's going on. But anyway, getting back to Tennessee. Tennessee doing real well in recruiting. If we can just hold on to these kids all the way up until I think the signing day is either the 5th of December, I believe. I think I have it on my ticker there as the 2nd of December. But I think signing day is the 5th. And looks like Tennessee's going to be able to make a good haul. We got to be able to hold on to Legend Bay, because Legend Bay, he played quarterback, and he's one of those guys that's like a Mr. Excitement. He's sort of like Zachariah Branch that Georgia has. I think he may be faster. He's a 4.2, at least a high 4.2 40 person. I'm thinking that's what he's going to be. And I think Staley may be the only receiver that we have with that type of speed. Matthews is pretty fast too, but I think Staley may be a 4.3, a low 4.3 or mid 4.3 guy. And probably Matthews is a mid 4.3 guy. So we need as much speed as we can get on the Tennessee Vols football team. But anyway, I just wanted to look at recruiting real quick and identify the 2 players that they've picked up, and let's see if I can pull those guys up. And just look at the face of them, I guess. think Luka is he's part of the the 2026 class, so we may be able to pull him up real quick and just let you look at see who he is. But these are the new signees. Let's see, he should be the last one here. Yeah, Luka Wolf. And but anyway, this is a kid that's coming from the London Academy. Like I mentioned earlier, he's 6'5", 250 pounds. He's a 3-star player, and he ranked nationally at 1,274. He is the 83rd tight end in 2026 class. So he doesn't have a high rank, but he wants to be developed, and I think that Tennessee has the coaches to develop him. And he's met with Coach Alban, and he believes that he can be developed by Tennessee's tight end coaches and so forth. So he's the one guy that Tennessee picked up, and then for the 2027 class, they picked up a kid out of Murfreesboro, and here he is right here, and this is Princeton Uwafo, and he's a 4-star player, and I think we have three kids already committed for 2027, and he's going to be able to add to that offensive line room. Now, like they mentioned earlier this morning, there's going to be some offensive linemen that's not receiving any playing time, probably going to portal. And some of the kids that's gone in the portal over the years since the transfer portal started from Tennessee have gone on to have some success, at other places. And so we'll just see. I remember, what was the guy that was on Pruitt's, one of Pruitt's recruits? He was here with Trey Smith or Wanye Morris. He's in the NFL somewhere, but he went on to Oklahoma and got drafted, and he's there playing in the NFL. Don't know what kind of success he's having, but I know Trey Smith was on the same. He's one of the same. One of the top players, recruited with him, and both of them were 5 stars out of high school. But with that said, that's going to end this show. I'm gonna come back with another show later on. This is a bye week for the Tennessee Volunteers, and so we'll do some other things probably before the week's over, and look at recruiting again to just see what's going to happen, see what kind of improvements Tennessee's made, see if they get any more commitments, because you got about a month before signing day, and everybody, it's a dog-eat-dog world when it comes to recruiting, and you got to hold on to those players. And the other thing, too, that I didn't mention is the Tennessee has to hold on to the players that's on the team now. And I think they mentioned several guys who had played their way into receiving an additional funding, additional boost in NIL money. I think they mentioned Jackson, the wide receiver. He did pretty well. Redmond really did well for a freshman, and then of course the offensive lineman Jesse Perry. He did real well also for offensive lineman, and there was one more player that they mentioned that could receive a boost in money. But anyway, with that said, it's going to end this show. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next show.